See, there also, in the case of Uber also, that is one of the largest taxi company in India right now, but they are not owning any single taxi. In their fleet, there is no taxi. They never bought any taxi, any car. But they are the largest taxi company in India right now. How this happens? You know why? This happens only because of the advent of information technology. They are using only an app, isn't it? You can book a taxi from here. You can pay money online. Then you are getting better service also, isn't it? Otherwise, you need to go to the town, you need to approach a taxi driver, you will have to negotiate with the taxi driver regarding the rate. A lot of formalities were there. Now the situation has changed. Nothing. You just has to use the application or the app. See, that is the situation. So, at the outset, I should say that the entire business scenario is changing very rapidly only because of the information technology. And another thing is, the companies are perishing from the scene. They are vanishing from the scene. New companies are emerging. See, that is also another important thing. During 2010 or 2005, year 2005 to 2010, you might be heard about the Nokia phone, right? Nokia phone. There is a song also, Nokia. In a Tamil movie, there is a song. In that song, a telephone is mentioned, a mobile phone is mentioned, that is Nokia phone. Now nobody is using Nokia phone. Isn't it? Nobody is using. Similarly, the largest mobile phone manufacturer of the world was BlackBerry. You may be heard about that company, BlackBerry company. In many Tamil movies, many Hindi movies, people were using this BlackBerry mobile phones as a prestige symbol. Now, they have stopped production. BlackBerry company. Now, first we should look how the information technology revolution affects the business. First of all, it changes the basic structure and alters the rules of competition. See, every industry has a structure. As commerce and management students, you are aware that every just a minute, I will take the slide in my mobile also. So, IT revolution has changed the industry structure and alters the rules of competition. You think about the public transportation industry. I told you earlier, the public transportation industry were dominated by individual drivers and the fleet owners across the country. Now, Uber, Ola, and such companies, these are all IT companies. They are only using an IT platform. They are using an application, mobile application. By using that application, they are running the business. So, what I am saying is, the industry structure has changed. Now the public transportation industry has a different structure. And this happened only because of the information technology. Suppose you want to travel from Trichy to Chennai, now you will take the mobile phone. You will never go to the bus stand. Isn't it? You will never go to the bus stand. You will take the mobile phone and you will search the buses traveling from Trichy to Chennai. And even you can book the ticket using your mobile phone. There are so many platforms. Even the Tamil Nadu State Transport Corporation is having a website in which you can book your tickets. See, that is the scenario. See, now think about the industry, think about the public transportation industry, how it changed.
So the information can be transformed into a knowledge when we start looking into it and when we start gaining more knowledge about it. Yes, agree? Am I correct? Yes, if I'm wrong, I give the liberty for you all to correct me also. Yes, it's a kind of not one-way communication session. It can be both the ways. And I love to learn from my students. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, that's what. So, how this knowledge management term was emerged? Okay, so to make it more interesting, actually, to be honest, I was prepared thinking that my audience would be faculties, but I find majority of my students here whom I love to interact with. Yes, if I'm not wrong, majority are students, right? Okay, fine. So I will come down to student level because I can't proceed the way how I have prepared, but because that is for faculty level. Okay, fine. So what is knowledge management if you see? To make it more interesting. How many of you are interested in cooking? I can find many hands, right? So, how would you choose your recipes? Please louder.
Based on favorite ingredient, ma'am.
Based on favorite ingredients. Okay. I'm asking about the process.
YouTube.
YouTube. Okay. Any other? Only YouTube?
Through mom.
Mom? Yes. And how do you think mom would have learned?
From her mother.
From her mom? Yes? Yes or no? So how do you think that recipe, everyone will have at least one favorite dish of your grandma's, right? Yes, so how it is possible? We are able to gather the information and the process of how to prepare that particular recipe, and it is being transferred from grandma to mom and mom to obviously to you, and obviously tomorrow you will be transforming it to your own children, right? So this is what we are actually doing. The something which we know is being preserved in some form and it is being translated into knowledge, and we are trying to manage it and transform it. Agree? Same thing is happening in companies and business also. Whatever is happening at home, we're transforming the ideas of how to make a recipe more innovative and more tasty. Same thing is being followed in a company or in a business too. Yes? Agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Now moving on. So this is the general meaning of what do you mean by the term knowledge management, right? So now we'll just quickly look into the evolution. So how this term was actually introduced, when it was emerged, and such things. So year-wise, the data is being presented in front of you all. So as we all know, who's the father of management?
Henry Ford.
Yes?
Henry Ford.
Yes, please be confident in your answers. Very good. So Peter F. Drucker is the father of management. Okay. So he is actually proved that without him, none of the management concepts could be emerged or introduced as such. So he is the first person who's coined the term of knowledge. I guess it is visible. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So knowledge worker. He's coined the term of knowledge worker in the year around 1960s, which means, as I told, when our grandmas were in that time period itself, the concept was knowledge management was already into existence, but it took time for us to find it out and put it into practice. Okay. So firstly, the term knowledge worker was coined by Peter Drucker in 1960s, and then in 1986, if you see, Carl M. Wig introduced the KM concept in a keynote address. So when he was invited, as how I am doing it today, in one of some seminar or conference or whatever in the year 1986, Mr. Carl M. Wig has introduced this concept of knowledge management. And moving on further, in 1990s, if you see, the practice of KM evolved and it was recognized as a discipline. So, other thing. So, if you want to refer anything, okay, so what would you do? Imagine your teacher has given a topic, and she's asked you to present a seminar on that. So how would you prepare?
Book search.
Reference book. Okay. Imagine where do you get the reference book?
Library.
Okay.
I covered so far. At that time, I got the placement in Asian College. What I prepared the same that should be given to my students for personal self. Then I can today. I have certain knowledge about commerce subjects. I am taking a competitive oriented examination for the commerce students. Now itself, I am taking classes. The students, I am very proud to say that nearly 250 to 300 teachers from my teaching, they have got the placement, government placement in higher education. Last 2 days back, nearly 30 students have passed. They are going to get a placement. Because who are studying a competitive oriented examination now itself? Those who are belongs to 40 to 50 years of age. Mostly they are coming from female. What I like to stress here, we are studying at that time, we are not concentrating in our subjects. For example, we studied BCom, Bachelor of Commerce. How many of you can you say that what is commerce? We have problems. How many of you can say about business? How many of you can you say about management? How many of you can have an idea about the finance? How many of you can you say that what are the knowledge about the marketing? These are the questions you are going to face at the time of interview. Am I correct or not? So that here, the seminar is conducted for the benefit of the students. Here we have a mechanism that whenever the resource person has to speak about the topic, you are sitting here and you are listening here. After that, what we learned so far, we are raising a question. Only few of the students have learned. What are the remaining? Your time is waste. Your time was waste. Your energy was waste. Your cost is waste. I humble request to all the students. You have to concentrate. You have to understand. You have to have a good concept, good knowledge in your subject, which will make you get a very good employment, which will make you become a bright future. That is, it's my message to you. One of my students has, he is an all-rounder. Marimuthu is an all-rounder. That is, I know, at the time of MCOM, I was university rank holder, but I lacked in theoretical knowledge. Now, after that, I have taken effort to prepare what are the informations which are in the commerce. Today, I can proudly say that I can speak about any subject at any time, even at mid 12 o'clock, I can speak about any subject nearly 1 hour. I have that type of knowledge today. Because of what? I am preparing, I am listening, I am referring daily today. I am referring notes today. My study is not over. Today I am studying. That is a continuous hard work which will make you get a bright success. Okay?